This is quite possibly the biggest print-on-demand lie ever, and many gurus are fooling you to believe it. It makes sense. We all want to believe it, and of course, using this lie as a marketing tactic is smart. It gets more clicks, it's a more desirable outcome. It brings in more viewers. Words like easy, passive, quick, this is all BS. And in this video, I'm going to uncover the true meaning of passive income within print on demand and share with you the truth. There are two types of print on demand platforms, those that have a marketplace and those that don't. A certain somebody has referred to these platforms as active print on demand and passive print on demand. This simply isn't true. Let's start with the so-called passive route. Platforms like Redbubble, TeePublic, and Amazon, and maybe Etsy. Wait, actually, before we get started, could you do me a quick favor and hit that subscribe button? I'm 4,000 subscribers away from 100k now. I've been doing this for 8 years, and it kind of feels like I'm about to graduate from YouTube University, or something like that. Okay, back to the so-called passive route. Well, the work involved in succeeding within these platforms includes many hours of researching top-selling designs, trends that would work, and what could work as evergreen designs. And once you've done that research, you now need to spend even more time creating all of those designs. Quality is important here, so don't expect to make hundreds of rubbish designs and flood the market, because you just won't get sales. Now, at this point, you might think, okay, well, I did a ton of work, but now it's passive income. Wrong. It's not the case. Once you've uploaded all of those designs, the next step is to start over. Back to the drawing board, back to the research drawing board, the designing drawing board. It's a never-ending loop, especially if you mainly sell top-selling and trending designs. And this is one of the reasons why I don't make so many videos on trending designs. Now, I fully understand the concept of creating something once and then leaving it to sell hundreds of times. Except with print on demand, it's kind of like the opposite. You create something hundreds of times, all those designs, only for maybe one of them to actually sell. You're basically trying to find a needle in a haystack, and I don't think that is passive. And if you happen to create something really viral, some design that just takes off, yes, there would be somewhat of a passive element to it for a while, meaning there is no further work to get more sales. However, with print on demand, it won't be long before you find 100 identical designs showing up, saturating the market and making your lovely passive income slowly disappear, only for you to have to start all over again with the research and the designing and the uploading. And this is why I get so frustrated when people say print on demand is passive income, because it simply isn't. Other platforms such as Shopify are different. They're also not passive, I should add. In fact, they're even more work. It's not just researching, designing, and uploading. You've got all the other parts of the business to consider. Granted, the same concept can apply. Create a design that takes off with ads or organic social and ride that wave. Eventually, it might slow down, not because of it being copied, because that's very rare on Shopify to get copied, but mainly because you're ignoring it or the ads are being overused. Ongoing tasks with Shopify would be minimal. Customer service, analyzing data, creating designs based on winners, and running new marketing tactics. All of which could eventually end up being somewhat passive, not fully passive, but somewhat. Now let me explain what I mean. If you run any business for a long enough time, it could start showing signs of being passive. With print on demand, over time, as you get sales and you find winners and you start earning a decent income, you can employ people for the ongoing tasks such as customer service, the research, the designing, the uploading, the ads, analyzing, anything. And maybe your workload has gone from full-time to just 2 hours a week. Is that passive? No. Is it pretty damn close to being passive? Yes. And the same goes for anything really. As soon as you start expanding, hiring people, and then hiring managers to deal with those people, your workload should lighten. Now, it's important to note this concept only really works if there is scalability within a business. If there's not enough profit to be able to hire, this simply won't work. And funnily enough, with a platform like Redbubble, TeePublic, and stuff like that, I don't ever think it could be truly passive because you'll constantly be on that rat race trying to research and make designs that work, only ever earning a minuscule profit versus the hard print-on-demand route, Shopify, where there's a lot more upfront work, and that's because there is scalability there. You could eventually employ for most of the tasks and take a back seat. Again, it's still not passive. The truth is, though, if you want to make money, stop looking for get-rich-quick schemes or passive forms of income. As Alex Hormozi says, just work hard. Don't try to look for shortcuts. You'll only hinder your potential by doing that. If you want some examples of what could be perceived as passive, you have things like dividend stocks, you buy and you leave. High interest savings account, you buy and you leave. Maybe a property business, like a renting property business, if you have a team to manage it. But that is still a long shot. What I'm seeing here is the passive forms of income will only really bring in minimal returns. They aren't businesses, more just places to store your money. If we bring it back to print on demand, the truth is, it's hard work. And that's a good thing, because if it was easy, everyone would do it and the market would be so saturated. Instead, there's tons of room for people to succeed. And because either method, Etsy, Redbubble, Amazon, or Shopify, is all such hard work in my opinion, yes, there are some that are harder and more complicated, but at the end of the day, because they're all hard in some form, I'm a huge advocate for Shopify. Because if you're going to put in all of that hard work anyway, why not do it where there is no risk of getting banned and where you're building a brand and a customer base that maybe one day you can sell or has enough income where you can employ people and you can do less work. Now, in terms of time frames and what's realistic, how much effort and time do you have to spend to build up a print-on-demand business? Well, I can only base this on my experience. Anything else would be disingenuous. So I did this full time, or more realistically, for about 6 hours a day. And it took me 1 day to find a niche, 2 weeks to come up with around 100 designs, a few hours to create a brand, 2 days to build a Shopify store, and then the ads, well, they don't really have a time frame because they're ongoing. But a very minimal amount of time per day. I could check in on ads for about 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes a day, nothing crazy. Now, if you were to do 2 hours a day, I guess you could times all of those previous numbers by 3, as you're spending a third less time on the business. And if you were going to go for 30 minutes a day or something like that, it would take you 4 times more than doing 2 hours a day. And after the initial lump sum of work we did, which was the 6 hours a day, we now mainly focus on new designs, optimizing the store, and creating new ads. So the workload is no longer 6 hours a day. It's more like 3 days a week, 2 hours each day. But I know, the more effort I do put into it, the more I'll get out of it. So I am looking to increase my workload on that business as I want to take it all the way to the moon. At the end of the day, I hope I've convinced you this isn't a passive business. Almost no forms of income are passive. In fact, funnily enough, if you had a 9-to-5 job and took holiday days, well, in the UK, you get 28 days paid annual leave, meaning you could take a week off work and get paid for it. Does that mean that your 9-to-5 job is now passive income? Either way, I didn't want to make this video to scare you from print on demand. Quite the opposite, actually. I wanted to set your expectations right. I wanted you to see the reality and make a decision based on that. And if you still want to give print on demand a go, then awesome. And if you want to take it a step further and build a proper Shopify print on demand business, then even better. You should check out the Print on Demand Hub, a community that I built, which without a doubt is the best print on demand community on the internet. Everyone is so friendly and helpful, And the step-by-step training there takes all the confusion out of the equation. And I also spend a good 2 to 4 hours in the community answering questions, responding to DMs, making posts, sharing more content, all sorts of stuff. Some gurus will say it's passive income. Those people would be wrong. It's far from it. Anyway, I hope I see you in the community. Trust me, it will feel like a weight has been lifted from your shoulders when you see the level of support in there. The link is down below if you are interested. And of course, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video.